I'm glad you're interested in A9SightGlass. What is it? Um, it's a tool that runs inside your Jira that leverages the information your admin user can learn about your site and to an extent about the organization. There's a limit. Many of the APIs for the Atlassian org are not available in Forge. So if you write a native application, there's a subset of information from the APIs that is has access to. The remainder you have to do without, which is why I wrote this tool. It combines what can be known through the Forge API with what can be discovered from the organization's API in general. I'll spare you the deep dive in this video, but I want to walk you through what it takes to get started. I've submitted this for Marketplace. There are some issues that I'm working through step by step. Issues with timing out, I guess when the application runs for their automated platform, the fact that it walks you through this uh, configuration step throws it for a loop, or for some reason the API is not available. Maybe hangs at that step, initializing the connection to the environment. But I want to show this version, which you can install. Uh, it's not in the marketplace, so I can't charge for it. So there's a limited feature beta available, which you can install the usual way as you would another app through Marketplace. Installing the beta. Let's install it. Let's install it here. It's not present yet, so I'll go there. You might have many instances to manage that are under one org. And in that case, the data should apply across the board. You'll notice it, even though the app is installed, it doesn't appear here. And because I'm an admin, it's an admin app, and it appears in a different section. So here's SightGlass loading. And the first step is to configure the compliance rules. So this is what provides the ranking and conformity values when you look at the resulting data. Several categories: the system itself, looking at sprawl, redundancy. There aren't so many hard and fast rules about what constitutes good, but using some weighting, you can decide for yourself what makes the most sense. Users without two-factor, how many admins there are, how many inactive users, and you can determine the threshold of what constitutes flagged ratio. We look at audit log retention, oopsies, I went back. You can version these rules and import. You can duplicate a set. It's JSON. And a little bit about methodology so we can get a sense of what sensible outcomes are made of, how we determine in the app what is a risky user, for example, what group constitutes a risky group. Anything with admin in the name is automatically flagged. So if you're creating groups that have administrative privilege, their actual score or actual rank might be slightly different depending on how many individual users are members of that group and what privileges they actually have. SightGlass is meant to map to these frameworks, particularly SOC and ISO 27001. Some example ratios, benchmarks. So for an enterprise organization, 2% of your users maximum should have admin. And that is an A9 consulting group benchmark. You can take that and you do your final assessments in your configuration. Permission complexity. How many schemes and permission and role structures are there in your environment? That's a factor and something to manage. You can enable or disable rules depending on your particular environment or reporting profile. This is where I might be running into some issues with Atlassian. It's required to download and run this utility. It will provide this org hierarchy file, which is parsed and ingested by the tool, and it serves as our basis of comparison. So we have what we can know about the instance of the site itself, and then there are the empowering attributes that come from the organization. And by downloading the utility, executing the utility, and providing the resulting file, we're able to perform these calculations. I have one. I can also run it. So I've got it. I don't have my token set. Set that value. And we're looking at it is apparently expired. I'll use an example. Okay, different org ID, different API key. So here's what happens when you run it. You'll need Node or Dino or whatever your favorite engine is, and the script. And what the script does is connect to the admin APIs to get the values we're looking for. So user breakdown, essentially. What groups do users belong to? What directory are they a part of? Are they admin? Are they system admin? Do they, yeah, I'll run it. So we fetch our users, fetch our org, and I'm essentially the only user here, but I've got these roles, multiple roles, so you can look at my file. And we dump the details that we can know and obtain through the API. These are canonical values. This is truth. Which directory ID? We get account ID, display name, and email. Now, GDPR folks, let's talk. We can return which directories provide which permission and to which resource. And so we use this information in our tool. So I can upload my file. And it looks valid. Got one org, one user belonging to 11 groups, 0 workspaces, just not defined. And once that file is provided and it's validated, we can perform the actual analysis. So looking at what Forge will tell us, combining that information, those facts, with what we are able to obtain from the organization. So here we see the org. It's got one user in it, one site admin, one org admin. It's me. Here I am. There's my org admin attribute. And this is the one directory we have. And I belong to these groups here. And I'm categorized as medium risk. You can search. So if you have quite a large user base, you can look in here and pinpoint a user and how they fall. So that's the inventory. So the analysis, so we can look at findings. So based on the criterion you so before we saw the breakdown in the rules. So in this rule set, this is what's determining how we rank. Overall alignment, this is pretty good instance. Oops. application state. I've got an open bug on that. So here are settings panel. So little animations, detailed metrics, and you can come back and review, and there should be an export here. Oh yeah. So to bring the compliance rules down, when you generate a report, you can export the rule set, provide it as metadata. I am still working on alerting and automation. And there are a few values to specify for the report. And let's look at the reports. Oh, I can't. This is the limited version. But you can't, here we are. So I can generate reports across several categories here. By default, we make a level 2 report, which has our raw data, what we are able to pull from the orgadmin API for versus via the org enumerator tool. The raw data we dump through the Forge API about the actual workspace, the site itself, and the findings. These fields, just going to go for everything. Generate the report, generate an executive summary, get the raw JSON, the findings as CSV, which is a table that outlines what these are. One finding. And config for in permissions. Only the priority ones are showing up in permissions. That's a holistic view in the analysis. Prescribed actions. Pretty basic. These are built from community best practice and common sense. The different categories, the breakdown, and the raw metrics. So we've got system sprawl metrics. How many custom fields? 299 for one user. I don't know how you feel about that, but that raises the hair on my neck. 23 projects, 51 issue types. Yeah, I mean, this is a demonstration site that has data generator pumping out lots of context for reporting tests and things like that. 400 audit log entries, retaining those for 80 days. And these are the data you can expect to see in the raw export. Trending is another open feature. Here's our basic docs and the tool. Walked through this earlier. And then the overview panel. Change these. Custom fields. So we'll carry on with that. Use this data. Still coming in good. Yeah. So if you're interested, take a look. If you are disinterested, tell me about it. Love to know why or where this breaks down for you, so I can see if I can fix it, address it, and hopefully make it more appealing to more Atlassian users out there. It makes me very happy to see the organizational breakdown and have the ability to pinpoint a particular user and know who in the organization presents a higher risk with a compelling chart. I'm not doing so well with my gestures today. Thanks for sticking it out. Um, take a look. Let me know what you think. A9SightGlass.